Hey everyone, back with another video just to answer some of the questions been posted and a comparison between the Magic Keyboard and the Smart Keyboard Folio. First of all, there's an Apple logo, okay, and there's none on this old one. The material feels the same. I don't think it's gonna age well. As you can see, I've been using this for about 2 years and it does not age well at all. So I don't expect this to age well either, since it feels the same, roughly the same as the old keyboard. As for the thickness, it is thicker, obviously. As you can see, it's a little bit thicker, and partly because of the hinge here, which you also have the USB-C charging only pass-through, no data for that. And unfortunately, I still don't have the scale, but this is the old one, right? And this new one, it is quite a bit heavier. I would say about twice as heavy as the old keyboard folio. And by the way, this is for the 11-inch. And for the viewing angle, as you can see, the old one, opens all the way flat, and you have 2 positions to use the iPad with. So it's this one and this angle, right? So 2 different angles. For the new Smart Keyboard, it opens and then it stops there. It kind of clicks into place when it reaches its maximum, which is not quite 90 degrees. So it's a little bit, maybe 85, 80. And then the secondary hinge does open more. So as far as the viewing angle, I would say it's about the same between the two. So this is the old one, maximum lean back position, and with the new one, so it's about the same, I think. It's about the same maximum lean back viewing angle. However, this allows you to adjust quite a bit more in between minimum and the maximum. So as you can see here, you can adjust it any way you like up until that. So this is the maximum this way, and I guess you can kind of move a little bit here, but then if you fold it further, it's gonna close itself. And to answer some of the questions, you cannot open it with one finger. So it doesn't open with one finger, and it's actually quite hard to open with one hand. So you kind of have to do that. And so that is the comparison, and obviously it has the backlit keys, and the old one doesn't. The feel of it is, you know how this one feels. This one feels more like a real keyboard. It really reminds me a lot of the Surface Pro keyboard lineup that I've used before. It feels great. The trackpad is good. A lot of people ask if it's too small. It is on the smaller side, but I don't think it's too small. I think it's fine for this screen. This is for the 11-inch. I would expect about roughly the same for the 12.9 as well, but it feels pretty good. It clicks. It's not a taptic engine. It's a physical click, and it clicks on everywhere on the trackpad. Unlike some of the laptops, like this one Lenovo laptop, where it only clicks here and not up there. This one clicks, the whole thing clicks. And yeah, so it is, when you disconnect the iPad, it still clicks. So it's definitely not a haptic or the taptic engine. It's a real physical click. And some people ask about the backlit. So I'm gonna turn on the backlit settings to, and by the way, it's automatic, adjustable based on the lighting conditions. So if you kind of, actually let me turn off the lights. and you can kind of see that it does move by itself. If you turn it back on, you know, when the ambient lighting is more, then it adjusts itself. I think it just uses the built-in sensor of the iPad and not the keyboard itself. So as far as the lighting goes, you can turn it off completely, and you can adjust it manually as well. It's pretty bright. It's pretty bright. I don't have a MacBook Pro with me, but just to compare it to a laptop, here I have the Lenovo X1 Carbon, and you can see I actually prefer the lighting of the iPad. It's more evenly lit than the X1 Carbon. It's about the same brightness, I would say. This is at the maximum brightness, and then you can obviously adjust it down. So it's pretty great. I have no complaints at all on the backlighting of the keyboard. So that's one thing. And then there are some gestures and shortcuts. A lot of people have been asking as well. If you hold down the command key, it will tell you, well, sometimes it does. So let me do it again. It will tell you the available shortcuts. So go home, Command H, search, switch app, show dock. So let's see. And there's some specific commands for different apps as well. I think here for Safari, if you hold down the command key, it will tell you all the available shortcuts. And I think that's available for different apps. So, and just for example, Command H will go home. Works as expected. As far as the trackpad shortcuts, or not shortcuts, gestures, there's a few, and it's a little bit different than on the Mac OS. So one finger is obviously just moving the cursor. Two fingers will scrolls and swipe between pages. You can also swipe down for search, and yeah, swipe left and right. And then within apps, you can swipe up and down. Just pretty much, basic. Three fingers, you swipe up with three fingers, it goes home. Swipe up and hold, it comes to the app switcher or the expose, and then you can use two fingers to swipe left and right. And then you can click, and then you can also use three fingers swipe left and right to switch between apps just directly. So that works as expected. And then yeah, you can just the iPad OS itself, 13.4. So if you push your cursor up all the way, it will bring a notification, and down for the dock, and then down further for the home. So that's pretty much it. A lot of people ask about how does it work with Apple Pencil. It doesn't do anything with the Apple Pencil or alter its use in any way. So you still have to charge it from the top. That, and then the keyboard itself does not charge that, or there's no place to hold it. You just use the same magnetic from the iPad itself, just as you use normally. Let's see, I think that's all I can think of based on all the questions. It doesn't go any further than that, so yeah, that's the angle. And then some people ask if it's stable on the bed. If you put it on the bed, how stable it is. So we're gonna try that here real quick. So here's the bed, and it's it's like that. It leans back a little bit, but it's overall pretty stable, and it's stable enough to use it on your lap as well. So yeah, so it's on your lap, and you can pretty confidently touch the screen or use the trackpad. I don't feel like it's gonna fall over or anything, but I definitely would still be careful. Some people also ask about using pencil, Apple Pencil, with the stand or the keyboard, and let's try that. I haven't tried that either. So yeah, it's fine. I think you can draw it okay. The angle is a little bit, it'd be nice if you can move it further back or adjust it further back, but you can't. Yeah, I don't feel like it's gonna push it over or anything, so I can apply pressure and that, like that. But otherwise, when you draw it, it feels pretty good. It's pretty good. And that's all I can think of. If you guys have any more questions, just post it on there and I'll try my best to answer those. So thanks, guys.